John, hello.
Hey,
Thought I'd bring the star of the show in for a little cameo appearance, but we know she's going to spring off my lap at any second and go
here
and
she
play.
is. Here she
Here,
is. There you go.
hey, there she goes, little
And
Pip. Now,
of course, you've trained her to do that on command.
exactly, yes. As soon as I stop tickling her back, she knows she can spring away. Now, so she's doing really well. She's a sweet little thing. I'm walking her on as per your advice. I walk her by herself because otherwise I'm crazy dog lady of North London town with
Yeah,
my three dogs all over the shop.
yeah,
She's quite because she's on a very thin lead. It's and because she's so tiny,
yeah,
she's she's a tendency to weave all over the shop when she's
yeah.
on the lead, and I don't want to be too heavy-handed with her. With Daisy being a bigger dog, I thought you can't have that right away. That's just impossible to cope with. But because she's such a little, of a string, like she's only so tiny.
Yeah.
Top tips, really, I guess, for what should I be doing now? She's nearly 5 months. What should I be doing when she's on the lead when we're walking along the street together? Am I just supposed to be keeping her on one side? What am I doing?
Right. Okie dokie. We're doing it on.
Also, sorry,
Yeah.
because she's little as well, the heel thing and treats and stuff in front of her nose,
How's your-
like,
Yeah.
yeah, do my back in.
Yeah. Right. Okie dokie. So at the moment, we're doing them individually, just so that she can have a level of understanding and a level of a relationship with us. The day will come fairly soon. We will have three dogs. We will take them all out to the park at the same time. Okay. Now, we don't just want to chuck a lead on her because she has no clue of what a lead is. She doesn't know what the feeling is around her neck. She doesn't know the sensation. It's completely alien to her. So while we're kind of setting her up effectively and we're part of the socialization process is to get her used to equipment, is to get her used to, different types of equipment, crates, leads, and all of that kind of stuff, which are going to help us later on down the line. So as she's scampering around the house, stick a lead on her. You can either clip it to a collar, you can put a slip lead over her neck. First things first is we need her to get used to this new sensation that is going to be around her neck. All right. We can couple that with positivity by rewarding and doing it at dinner times and play times and all of that kind of stuff. So stick a lead on. If it's safe and the lead isn't going to get caught around anything, stuck on a twig or a twig or a branch or whatever, play a game of fetch or play some, scatter some food around the floor. So she associates that new sensation of the lead being on her neck as something positive, not negative. Now, be careful.
Yes.
In dog training, positive means to add something, negative means to take something away. It doesn't necessarily mean good or bad. All right. So don't get confused about the wording or the scientific analogies about it. All right.
Okay.
So
Because at the moment she's always got a collar on, so she's used to that around the neck. But I guess not everybody will have collars. Some people might go straight to a slip lead, do you think?
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
fine.
So the key thing is we don't want to make it an issue. If we stick a lead on a dog that's not used to it and then start putting pressure upon it and all that kind of stuff, the dog does not know what pressure means, because later on down the line, we want to teach the dog that pressure is a bad thing, okay, not a negative thing. It's negative is taking something away. We want the dog to know that pressure is a bad thing, but looseness in the lead and a relaxed lead is a good thing. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to start teaching her that the lead is a good thing. Then we move on and we put some movement into it, i.e. we walk down the street. We've got to get up at some point, so let's go for
a walk. That's what we're doing now. We're going up and down the street, and she's got the lead on quite a bit anyway when I go up to the horse and stuff like that, because obviously I just do need to have some control, and it doesn't seem to bother her too much. It's just that she's all over the shop,
Yeah, I mean, she's a confident, strong-willed little dog anyway, so I don't think this is going to be a problem. Yeah. Don't ask me to ever do that. No. Right.
Okay. That was like, she's confident.
Loving
that.
Loving
okay, I'll stop now.
Right. So lead, play, food, connect it with good things. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the time comes we need to walk down the road. Brilliant. What we needed to learn, as I said, is the difference between a loose, relaxed lead, which everybody wants to get to. I just want to walk my dog to heel without it pulling. That difference between that and a lead that is tight or pulled taut, where the dog is pulling. All right. So we need to teach the difference. So what we do is when she commits the crime, for argument's sake, and she pulls us because she's interested and she wants to sniff something or she wants to do something else, we don't want to go with her. Okay. Because she's won that psychological battle. So she learns, oh, if I just pull and put tension on the line, mum's going to give up and I'm going to get to what I'm interested in. And I'm going to get to what is making me want to sniff it. All right. So what we need to do is leave that tension on the line by standing still. Okay. We keep that tension tight or taut until she decides to turn around and look at us to then make it relaxed and loose. The second she does that, we're rewarding her. So she knows the difference. Oh, hang on a minute. If I pull and I feel the line go tight, I don't get anything. If I don't feel the line go tight and it's loose and relaxed, I get rewarded. Yeah. Excellent. All great stuff.
Rewarded what? With a little treat or with a well done?
Anything. And again, we're managing that redirectional process of we don't want you to be over interested in the fox poo that's on the floor or the whatever. Okay. The key thing is not to allow her to pull us over to what she's being interested in. All right.
So essentially, when you're walking a puppy, really, it's not going to be for exercise, really. It's when you're training her. It's because I'm barely going to get past next door if I'm stopping every time she pulls, which is fine. But I guess your mindset has to be, this is a training walk and this is what we're learning today, rather than we're going to go all around the block.
Yeah, all of your exercise and all of your fun and games at this stage is in the back garden. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. We're wearing her out and we're tiring her out physically in a safe space where she doesn't really need a lead on. Yeah. But when we are out in a public place, she's going to need a lead on. So we're going to need her to learn walking beside us with a nice, loose, relaxed lead with no tension or pressure whatsoever is more beneficial because she gets rewarded for doing that than her pulling us to whatever she's interested in. Now, the key things to do here is to redirect that behavior by, if she takes the slack or takes the tightness off of the line herself by either looking at us or coming back to us, we then hoist in and bolster in this new skill by backing away from the thing that she has pulled us towards. Okay. So we're creating distance. Fox poo. First thing that came into my head, apologies if it offends anybody. She wants to sniff. She wants to sniff. We're in the country here, so yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Look, it's everywhere. No mind in the country, it's everywhere in towns as well. Okay, so is this? I mean, is this stage 2, the backing off thing, or is this what you should be doing right from the start?
Yeah. So again, we've got to allow her to commit the crime for her to listen. Now, touch wood, and I've known it previously, some dogs, because we've done the bond and the reward and we've walked them up and down the garden and all that kind of stuff, they've learned to heal naturally. They've found their place and have learned being here gets me what I want, gets me rewarded, okay? So gauge it, suck it and see. If you go out into the big wide world when you're ready or when she's ready and it's sensory overload, it's distraction bombs going off here and everywhere, and she's pulling left, right and centre, we then need to teach her not to do that. So to enable us to teach her not to do that, we need to give her an alternative, and the alternative is looseness. It's slack on that line.
Fine, so if she's pulling and then I'm stopping and waiting for her to think, hang on, why have we stopped? This is rubbish. And to look at me, she looks at me, then she gets a good girl and a reward or a little bit of a treat. But the whole backing away from something, is that something that we do once? Is that like a more advanced level once we've got their attention?
Yeah, all it is, and you may not need to do this, because remember the point I made about her knowing the benefit of looking at us when she hears our name.
Yeah.
So she pulls us over to the dog poo. You go, Pip. She goes, yeah. And she may come back to us because she's anticipating the reward. As long as that lead is slack, reward. Okay.
Okay, fine.
But to bolster in the point we're backing her away from the distraction so she doesn't re-divert back to sniffing it or rolling
Right.
it or
Okay.
whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
creating distance and space, as well as teaching her the pressure and the looseness method on the line. Okay.
Okay. Amazing. All right. Thank you. That's given me some homework to do.
No problem.
I'm sure I'll crack it by the time we next speak. Yeah.